This is the Sunseeker V3 wireless robot lawnmower, and let me tell you, it's honestly quite an eye-catching machine. When you see it for the first time, the silver gray body looks modern and sturdy, lighter than I expected at just a little over 20 pounds, but it feels solid and really well put together. The dual front cameras are hard to miss, and you can pretty much tell right away this thing means business when it comes to sensing what's around it. The 8-inch cutting width doesn't seem like much at first, but as I've found, it gets the job done for smaller and average-sized yards. From my experience, what sets this mower apart is how simple it is to get started. I had some concerns originally, especially because robot mowers in the past have always needed complicated setups, dragging boundary wires all over the lawn, fiddling with some GPS calibration or RTK antennas. I didn't want to spend hours marking out my yard. But here, Sunseeker V3 really stands out because you literally just set down the base station, make sure it's somewhere the mower can find easily, and then touch a button. That's it. No wires and no special sensors to bury. Within a few minutes, it's out on its own, finding its way and getting right to work. This is perfect for people like me who want quick setup without headache. What surprised me most was how quickly the V3 learned the boundaries of my lawn. I was actually curious to see if it'd have trouble with tricky edges, especially where my backyard sod drops off to a little dirt path. But the Vision AI system, with its binocular camera, recognized the change in height every single time, turned around right before the edge, and never once got stuck. It's pretty cool to see in action if you're used to the old mowers that just crash into things and hope for the best. For anyone new to the robot mower world, the Vision AI is just a fancy way to describe the camera system that learns and remembers obstacles. This mower, from what I've seen, can recognize over 160 types of obstacles, whether it's a soccer ball, the kids' trampoline, or even my dog who couldn't resist running in front of it. It didn't bump into anything, and it even managed to mow right under the edge of my trampoline, something I've never been able to do with my regular mower. Let's talk noise for a minute. I'm used to putting on headphones or stopping conversations just to get through my mowing, but the Sunseeker V3 runs at 55 decibels. That's about as loud as a regular conversation. My neighbors didn't even notice it going. I could be outside doing my own thing. The dog wasn't freaked out, and I honestly forgot it was running a couple of times. This means I can set it to mow early in the morning or late in the evening and not worry about it bothering anyone. For me, that's a huge plus. There's also the way it handles hills. If you're like me and have a yard that isn't perfect and flat, you'll probably worry whether a robot mower can keep up. Sunseeker says the V3 can handle up to a 22-degree slope, which is pretty steep at 42%. I actually tested this on my sloped driveway side. Wasn't sure if it would make it, but it cruised along just fine, didn't slip, and still cut right up to the boundary. Now, the mower is meant for 0.15 acres, or about 6,400 square feet. My backyard is just under that, so I figured it'd be a good test. On a single charge, it runs for about 50 minutes, then it senses when it's low, drops to 30% battery, and automatically finds its way back to the base station to charge, which takes about an hour and a half before it heads back out. I found the process totally hands-off. The one thing to note, if you have thicker or denser grass, or your lawn isn't one big open area, it might need a couple recharges to finish everything. It's not instant, but if you let it run on a schedule, you'll never really notice. Navigation-wise, if you have a yard split into zones, the app and magnetic tags make it possible for the mower to work in each area separately. It took me a little while to get the hang of the app, and I do think new users might be a little confused at first. Terms like OTA upgrade or multi-zone management sound technical, but once you mess around a few minutes, it's honestly just clicking where you want the mower to work and customizing cuts and schedules. The app lets you watch logs, check mower status, and even get a notification if something goes wrong, which happened to me once when it got stuck under a bush. I got an alert right away and fixed it in no time. One thing I really appreciate is the rain detection. I'm always caught off guard when sprinklers turn on or a quick rainstorm pops up. The V3 senses rain or water and heads back to the charging station before it makes a mess of the lawn or itself. I set mine to sit for a few hours after rain to give the grass time to dry, which keeps everything neat and prevents clogs or wear on the mower, yet saves me the hassle of keeping up with weather changes. I was concerned about security, to be honest. Robot mowers are a good target to steal, but Sunseeker solved this with a pin system. If you don't know the pin, the machine doesn't work. So if someone decides to walk off with it, it's just a pricey paperweight. As for maintenance, because it's IPX5 waterproof, you can rinse debris or grass off under a hose. Just make sure not to blast the electrical parts and you're good. That's less cleanup time and fewer worries. If you care about the look of your lawn, the cut quality is actually really nice. It's not quite as precise as doing it yourself with a push mower, especially if your lawn is a weird shape or has lots of odd spots, but for regular maintenance and keeping things tidy, it's great. Some areas might need a touch-up once every week or two if you're picky, but for me and most people, it'll be more than enough. The mower is pretty customizable. You can set mowing heights anywhere from 1.6 to 3.2 inches, which works for most grass types. I played around with this a bit and settled somewhere in the middle for that clean, park-like look. If I had any frustrations, it's with the app. While it works really well most of the time, it sometimes loses signal or lags, especially if your Wi-Fi is spotty in the yard. Also, if you've got more lawn than about 0.15 acres, you'll notice the limitations. For larger properties, you'll probably want a bigger or more advanced mower. In my opinion, this mower is designed for homeowners who want less hassle in their routine, love smart tech, and don't want to spend weekends sweating out in the yard. It gives you back your time, whether that's playing with kids, heading out on a weekend trip, or just relaxing at home with your pets running around the backyard. From my experience, what made the most difference for me was how the V3 fit into my schedule with minimal babysitting. It helped me keep the yard looking fresh, impress the neighbors, and honestly just made mowing disappear from the long list of chores. In conclusion, if you're searching for a robot mower that doesn't require complicated installation, handles obstacles smoothly, and cuts quietly without bothering anyone, the Sunseeker V3 is worth checking out. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants efficient, set-and-forget yard maintenance for smaller to medium-sized lawns. I think you'll appreciate the time and energy it gives back to you as I do. If you enjoyed this quick review, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave your thoughts or questions in the comments, and let me know what you'd like me to try out next. Thank you for watching.